Yes, me again. Yeah, I forgot to turn the camera on. Supposed to be doing a video, and I forgot all about it. But anyway, don't remember what I was going to do a video about. Probably just more of the same crap. The crap you're probably quite sick of. But there's always comments. It's these damn commenters. I mean, I really should disable comments, and then I would only have to make like one video a week, because then I wouldn't have to listen to people keep saying stupid things. So again, back on this whole the universe is stupid argument. Post a link. This guy who posted, I think, a pretty good video on the subject and just points out the physics and shit, which is fine. But yeah, it's just this keep going over and over again, but no one's coming up with anything to explain how there could be any mystical or magical or intelligent purpose in the fact that molecules learn how to reproduce. Not that they learn it, but that they acquire the capacity, through special chemistry. I mean, complex chemistry, let's say, rare chemistry, and they are enabled and made capable of consuming and then reproducing. And that's it. And once that starts, once you have that as part of the ball game, as part of the the structure of how matter can participate with itself, it just makes everything so much stranger. I mean, it's a real 8-ball in the mix kind of thing. It's got a uniqueness about it, because it now can evolve, acquire really elaborate and complex structure, and but it's still just doing the consumption and reproduction thing. And I keep asking people to come up with that third ingredient, and I was even in Blog TV for a little bit last night, and with that reality something other Canadian chick, and I threw it at her a couple of times, but she ignored it, I think. But anyway, what's the third ingredient? When somebody in a text did answer and said art, and that's always the answer you get: creativity or art, which are just subjective crap, which just is like saying, what's the point of the heroin addiction? Oh, it's the heroin. That's not a good enough excuse for the heroin addiction. The fact that we desire and want is a given. But beyond those native desires and wants, what intelligent purpose are we serving? And there isn't any. And that's just the fact. So, anyway, the point that was what I'm trying to get to is, there's probably a point somewhere in all this mush. But it's just this, why not deal with that specific issue? And then other people bring up, well, I thought you were a determinist. Yeah, well, I am a determinist. That doesn't mean, like I said, what God or what intelligence, knowing that it's a deterministic universe, would preordain billions of years of evolution. Why wouldn't it just take all the shortcuts? Why wouldn't it build into the preordained chemistry the fact that it would take advantage of every shortcut possible? I mean, we could certainly go back through evolution and speed things up a great deal by favoring a couple of key organisms in the chain, and instead of it taking 2 billion years to get from the first feeling organism to mankind, we could have cut that down to maybe a couple of million years. So if you're going to keep justifying the fact that there's some purpose, like I said, all we know is that there's a capacity to create complexity, but that doesn't mean it's purposeful. I mean, it seems commonsensical from our perspective that you don't ever make something complex unless you have a purpose. I mean, spend 10 years inventing something for it to be a stupid invention. That would be imbecilic. It's a non sequitur. It's an oxymoron. It's just something that intelligence doesn't do. So we look at the universe, we assume if it's going to make complexity that it has a plan. But it really doesn't. It is really just doing the art thing. Just making a complex piece of art from its perspective. It's just a creation. And there's nothing intentional about it. There's nothing purposeful, there's nothing for it to achieve or accomplish. So I can understand why people have some resistance to accept that there's complexity without purpose. But that's just the way the universe is built. It can do that. It can do, and we don't even know, other people keep arguing about this stupid, it's like the Drake equation shit again, how probable life in the universe is and all that crap. And in an infinite universe, somehow it has to be possible to happen more than once. No, it doesn't. There's nothing written in that. There's no rule that says that. I could put a string of 5 million alphabetical characters together, and there's a pretty good guarantee that that string of characters will not be put together by anybody else in this universe or in any other universe ever. There are things, you can create improbabilities of such astronomical humongousness that nothing will ever duplicate it exactly. So it's just, I don't know, there's not much to say here. It's always hard to ponder the very idea of the existence of something from a system that doesn't have any obvious function. So yeah, I mean, a universe doesn't, what for? And to say it doesn't have a purpose, it doesn't seem right. But that's just how it seems to us. That's not a logical equation. It's just what we're used to. It's like an optical illusion kind of thing. Sometimes our brain compensates to make things seem the way they should seem, to be the way they should seem. But that's not the right standard. The universe doesn't have to obey our comfort zone. Our comfort zone has nothing to do with the functionality of the universe. And we can see it in the crudeness of the creation. Like I said, it was just a reproducing, consuming and reproducing little machine. And if I was to invent one right now, if I was to make this rock capable of reproducing itself and evolving in all kinds of hideous manifestations into Tyrannosaurus rocks and all kinds of things, you would not give me a trophy. You would not be saying, "Great move, Gary," because that thing will, in all likelihood, bite your head off, and that'll be the end of you. That's the way it's going to work. It's just going to be a machine. It's going to be a monster. And that's what we are. We're machines. Consuming and reproducing machines. And we can keep glorifying our existence, but that's the bottom line. And people have to deal with that fact, and deal with the fact that we are squandering an awful lot of suffering and pain and misery because we can't get a grip on the fact that that's the basic biological fact of our existence, the physics of our existence. So anyway, enough another rant on the same subject, but whatever. It's going to be done. It's all people make some more dumb comments, and I'll keep making videos. That's the way it'll work. I feel like shit. I've got a tumor. My head hurts. Anyway, till next